The member for Etobicoke North.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. J'ai le plaisir maintenant de soutenir ce projet de loi 242, l'apprentissage à temps plein pour les enfants âgés de 4 à 5 ans. Monsieur le Président, dans le cadre du plan de la province pour bâtir un système scolaire plus solide et former une main-d'œuvre bien instruite, l'Ontario offrira un programme d'apprentissage à temps plein aux enfants âgés de 4 à 5 ans. Le programme sera progressivement mis en place en plusieurs phases à partir de septembre 2010. Des éducatrices et éducateurs de la petite enfance travailleront ensemble pour aider les enfants de 4 à 5 ans à apprendre durant la journée de classe ordinaire. Les écoles offriront aussi des programmes de jours prolongés avant et après les heures normales de classe, animés par des éducatrices et éducateurs de la petite enfance accrédités. Il faudra s'acquitter des frais raisonnables pour ces programmes, mais des subventions seront accordées à certaines familles en fonction de leurs besoins financiers. Les frais seront établis localement par les conseils scolaires. Monsieur le Président, en septembre 2010, jusqu'à 35 000 enfants âgés de 4 à 5 ans bénéficieront de la première phase de la mise en œuvre de l'apprentissage à temps plein. Le programme sera progressivement élargi, l'objectif étant de le mettre en œuvre intégralement d'ici 2015 à 2016. L'Ontario a investi dans l'éducation de ses plus jeunes élèves pour mieux les préparer à la réussite future. L'apprentissage des jeunes enfants à temps plein améliorera les aptitudes en lecture, en écriture et en mathématiques, favorisera une transition plus harmonieuse à la première année, aidera un plus grand nombre d'élèves à connaître la réussite scolaire et contribuera à bâtir une économie plus vigoureuse pour l'avenir. Pour en savoir plus, Monsieur le Président, lisez la feuille de renseignement sur mon site de l'Internet www.shafiqadri.com. Mr. Speaker, it's a privilege and honor and duty and responsibility, of course, to speak in support of our Minister of Education, the Honourable Leona Dombrowski, as well as the broader vision of the Education Premier, the Liberal Premier, Premier Dalton McGuinty, with reference to full-day learning on Bill 242. Of course, this phrase of full-day learning, I think, is resonant for those of us who are lifelong learners, because not only is full-day learning a direct application of lifelong learning, but I think it utilizes not only the capacities of our educational system more fully, but also engages youth when they are particularly amenable to this sort of education. And in that respect, Speaker, I would, with your permission, like to share with you a couple of highlights from medical research which may on first glance appear to be a little bit, shall we say, beyond the usual standard deviation or a little bit exotic, but they actually come from the realm of prenatal studies or the growing field of life before birth, or actually fetal studies. And the ultimate goal to share with you this particular research is to say that engaging kids at the ages of 4 and 5 may in fact even be too late, because they're ready even before that. Speaker, as follows. The ear first appears in the 3rd week of gestation, and it becomes fully functional by the 16th week. The fetus begins active listening by 6 months of gestational age. We know, for example, from ultrasound observations that the fetus hears and responds to a sound pulse starting at 16 weeks of age. And this is, Speaker, even before the ear construction is complete. The cochlear structures of the ear appear to function by about the 20th week, and mature synapses, meaning connections of nerves, have been found between 6 months and 7 months of gestational age. And, Speaker, you'll be interested to know that congenital malformations identified, for example, on ultrasound in infants in the United States are actually being treated before birth. For example, there are now formal programs of prenatal stimulation which are actually designed to begin in the 3rd trimester. The sense of hearing is the most developed of all senses before birth. In particular, Speaker, some things that have actually risen to the attention of the lay press, the research, for example, of Michelle Clements, in London found that 4 to 5 month fetuses were soothed by the music, the soft portions of the music of Handel, Vivaldi, Mozart, but disturbed, as some of my colleagues are, by loud passages of Beethoven, Brahms, and rock music. And newborns have shown a preference for melody that their mother actually speaks or sings, and they have a growing list of now cataloged responses even within the fetus stage. Now, my point of sharing that admittedly somewhat exotic and perhaps not entirely clear information here is that the biology of our younger citizens in Ontario is ready, not only at the age of 4 and 5, but I would submit with a growing body of medical research even before. And so I think it's especially appropriate and timely that we as a government are moving forward, yes, as some of our Conservative colleagues have pointed out, in a time of deficit, but I think that speaks even more strongly to the vision and the commitment of the Education Premier, Dalton McGuinty. I would submit to you as well, Speaker, that this commitment for full-day learning is not only is part of a broader program or an avenue of attack and approach with regard to lifelong learning that this government has been very, I think, skilled and committed to. For example, as you'll know, Speaker, there are now several thousand people who have benefited from the Second Career Program. There's been unprecedented multi-billion-dollar support for our universities, colleges, and training opportunities, for example, with the Second Career and Apprenticeship programs. I was recently within my own riding, the great riding of Etobicoke North, pleased to be part of the ribbon-cutting ceremony at Humber College, North Campus, to open the Skilled Trade Centre, which of course had some award-winning individuals from across Canada as not only some of their teachers, but also alumni. And of course, the idea, Speaker, as you'll hear more about during the throne speech on Monday, March 8th, with regard to embracing digital technologies. Now, I am pleased to say, Speaker, that there are a number of schools within my own riding of Etobicoke North that have been flagged for the first phase in September of 2010 for the full-day learning, and they are, I'm pleased to announce, Albion Heights Junior Middle School, Elmbach Junior Middle Academy, Greenholme Junior Middle School, Holy Child Catholic School, St. Angela Catholic School, and St. Maurice Separate School. And these, Speaker, as according to my information, will be up and ready with fully phased in full-day learning as of September 2010. And I'm pleased to announce as well that the other schools, such as Beaumont, Brabourne, Clairville, Dixon Grove, Elmley, Highfield, Humberwood, John D. Parker, Kingsview, Melody, Monsignor John Corrigan, North Kipling, Rivercrest, St. Andrews, St. Benedict, St. Dorothy, St. John Vianney, St. Marcellus, St. Stephen, the Elms Junior Middle School, Transfiguration, and West Humber Junior Middle School are also now under active consideration. And as was pointed out earlier during this debate, there are, of course, configuration issues, logistics, catchment area.